Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss one of the most important concept in object-oriented programming, that is encapsulation. As we know that it is a most important feature of object-oriented programming language, and it provides the facility to bind or to combine data members and the data members, variables, and the method into a single unit. Okay, so we can define encapsulation as it is a mechanism to wrap up variables and methods together as in a single unit. So that single unit may be your class where you can combine both data members and the methods. Encapsulation is the process of hiding information detailed and protecting data and behavior of the object. So this is the one of the most important point why we use encapsulation. What is the use of it? We use encapsulation only for the hiding information details and protecting our data and show the behavior of the object. It provides the security. It means when we encapsulate our data members, our methods, our variables into a single unit, then we can provide the accessibility to the other class. They can access it or not. It is based upon the programmer. How can we use access as a specifier for our class, for our methods? So next class members or the object can call it for the future. So earlier we discussed about the data, sorry, we discussed about access modifier. So access modifier is also a part of data hiding. Encapsulation is also a part of data hiding. Okay, encapsulation provides security by hiding the information details. So the encapsulation class is easy to test, so it is also better for unit testing. So whenever we perform testing is a process to check the and verify system with the purpose of identifying any errors, gaps, or any requirement. Okay, so encapsulation is better for the unit testing. I am providing some examples for the encapsulation. So this is the file name. This is the file name, that is in encap text.java. So I make this class as a public type. What is public? We discussed earlier. It is a access modifier, or you can say it is access specifier. Both are the same, but access modifier is the best to say. Inside this class, what I provide here three variables. Two are of a string type, two are of a string type, and one is a integer type variable. And all three variables are declared as a private type. Okay. In this class encap test, I provide a method. This method name is a get age. Get age. So earlier I just use void with method. Void was what? Void was the return type. So when we use void with our any method name, then it returns null or it returns 0. But when we provide any data type as a return type, here what I am using, here I am using int is a data type. So return type of this method get is a integer type. So what is the integer type? Here in the integer type we declared age variable. So this method return the age. This is very simple. This method return type of this method is int type, and age is a variable which is also a type of which is integer type. So what it return, what this method return, this method return age. In the same scenario, I declare another method, that is get name. It is of its return type is of a string, and what I return name here. So look at this. name is a variable and its data type is a string. In the same scenario, what I am doing, I am just declared another method with name get id name. Its return type is a string, and what I returned the variable that was used for the string data type, that was id num. Okay. After that what I am doing, after that I am uh, I placed a method that is set age. Set age is a parameterized method and its parameter is int age. Okay, its parameter is int age. So whenever we declare this type of int age or whatever inside our method, then it is known as what? Then this type of parameter is known as, just wait, this is known as formal parameter. It means what? This void set age. Set age is a method. It is a parameterized method, and what we are doing passed here, we passed int type parameter, and this type of parameter is known as formal parameter. Okay, very clear about it. This type of parameter is known as formal parameter. Same type, what I am doing, just I declared to another method with the name set name and with the name set id num. Okay, and we are doing the same thing what we was what we were what we did earlier. After that, just look at the sentence. What is the need of set name and what is the mean of get name? Okay, both are the methods. Both are the methods, and you can just see set id num, set name, set age. It means set is a method and it works with uh, data your variable. Okay, so set, what is this? This is a just your variable name. Okay, both methods are access point of the instance variable of class in cap test. Okay, normally these methods are referred as getter and the setters. Therefore, any class want to access the variable should access them through get and set method. Any class if want to access these variables means what? Any class if want to access the variable age, variable name, and the variable id num, they can access all these variable through get and the set method. Okay, after that what I am doing, I am just writing the main class. This is our run in cap is our main class. This is the main method. What is the most important thing is that just we are creating an object. We are creating an object for the class. We are creating object for what? Object for uh, class in cap test. Okay, what after that we are only providing the name of the variable was our what? Name, age, and the id name. That was our variables, name, age, and id name. So in the uh, with method set name, I am providing the name. I am only providing name with method what? Set name. In the same case, what I am doing, just providing uh, age using method what? Using method set age, sorry, set age, and in the same case I am just providing the ID num. Okay, so what I am doing, I just provide the name here, so that, and if I want to print all of these, what I am printing, I am only printing the name and the age. When we are looking to print uh, these methods, actually just there are two methods only. Okay, set method and get method. So set method is used to provide the accessibility, and get method, using get method, what we are doing, we are just printing all the variables which are required for the printing. What we have three different type of variables, and we can print three messages, or we can print all three entities, that are our name, that is itself my name Ashish, age 30, and it's my ID number Ashish 30. This is the ID number Ashish 30. But according to our convenience, we can print all these three. But what I'm doing, I'm just printing my name and I'm printing my age only. How can we print? I'm printing with the help of get method. And this is the in cap. What is this in cap? This in cap is a method. Sorry, it is an object. So in cap is an object of class what? In cap test. In cap test. Using this object, what I am doing, using this object, I am just trying to access the what? Get method. Okay, so we can print easily our name and the age. Look at this, we can print easily our name and the age. After that, just look what are the advantages of the encapsulation. Okay, as we know that encapsulation is what? It is binding the data with its related in functionalities. Here functionality means what? Methods and data. Data means variables. So all units are bind in single unit in each encapsulation. Second, what we are doing, we keep variable and method in one place. With the help of encapsulation, we are able to put our variable and method in one place, and that place is known as class. So class is the best for encapsulation. We can say if we are looking for any example of the encapsulation where we kept all these units into all these methods, variables and data members into a single unit, then we can say class is a place where we can bind all these into a single unit. Okay, in the third point, you can see with Java encapsulation you can hide means what? Hide means what? We are just trying to restrict the access. We are just restrict the access, okay, to critical data member in your code, which improves security. If we are providing restriction that outer side functionalities cannot access of our methods, our data members, it means what? I am only providing security, means data are secured here. If we are using encapsulation, then our data is secure here. Okay, in the last point, because we discussed earlier all these access modifier, that was private, protected, class and the default. So I just provide there the same point. So if a data member is declared private, okay, if data member is declared as private, then it can only be accessed within the same class. We cannot access outside of this class. No outside class can access the data members variables of other class if it is placed as what? Private. Okay. At last, in encapsulation, I just want to compare it with abstraction. So abstraction or encapsulation, somehow both are related, but I just point out few important points about it. That is, encapsulation is more about how to achieve a functionality. What in encapsulation? Encapsulation about how to achieve, and abstraction is what? It is about what a class can do. Abstraction is based on what a class can do, and encapsulation is based on how to achieve functionalities. If you have a live example, you can take your mobile phone. Okay, a simple example to understand this difference is a mobile phone where the complete logic is circulated. Sorry, where the complete logic in the circuit board and is encapsulated in a touch screen, and the interface is provided to abstract it out. Okay, this one is very simple. Just try to go through the example. If you have your mobile phone, then all the complex logic is based on your motherboard or your circuit board. Okay, and that circuit board is encapsulated in touch screen. Okay, and touch screen was doing it just providing the an interface. Okay, interface for what? To abstract all the functionalities out. I hope you can learn encapsulation better using this lecture. If you have any doubt, you can message me, you can consult me. Okay, thank you.